Guys, welcome back to the channel of '03 at TunTavernDescendants.com for another episode of 392 Jeeps. Today we have two Jeeps here, but just real quick, I want to give you a little bit of a reference into what the name means, Tun Tavern Descendants. Any Marine veteran would know, but for you guys that don't know, Tun Tavern is the birthplace of the Marine Corps, 1775, November 10th, in a bar in Pennsylvania. Um, so symbolically, all Marines are descendants of Tun Tavern. So that's where that comes from. And the '03 is from a military MOS, which was '0311. With further ado, though, we'll get into these Jeeps here. So today I got my brother Silos out here with me. He brought his 392 out to shoot in the video. It's a beautiful black 392. We bought both these Jeeps at the same time, which was back, we ordered them back in 23. They were 2024, both of them. Rubicon 392s. We ordered them from Dan Cummings in Kentucky through a reference of Dirt Road Cred. So check them out. Dirt Road Cred is a YouTube channel, and they have an affiliate program with Dan Cummings, and they referred people in their video if you didn't want to pay any kind of markup on the 392s to call Dan Cummings and ask for Lindsay Aldridge. We did that, bought the Jeeps, ordered them, and had them shipped out here. So saved us quite a bit of money from buying them in California, because California typically marks up stuff quite a bit. So you know, it's probably about a $15,000 to $20,000 savings, even though the Jeep still costs 100 grand, but saved us a lot of money in the long run. And since then, we've been doing nothing but dumping money into it. And just for uh, you know, a lot of people out there gonna look at these Jeeps because they're real clean. We don't really off-road them. They stay in the garage and call them mall crawlers. So I want to make it clear, they ain't mall crawlers because we don't go to the mall. These Jeeps, they're weekend rides for us, sit in the garage most of the time. And quite honestly, they still need some stuff to even beef up underneath in order to really, if you wanted to off-road it anyway. Right now, we're still running stock axles. The red Jeep here has 513. Silos still running the 456 gears in his Jeep. Axles haven't been upgraded, but there's some future upgrades coming to these Jeeps. Looking at Carlos's here, you see he's got the Quake LEDs on here, customizing his fenders. He's got a rock crawler 4.5-inch suspension lift on his with a Fox steering stabilizer. Nice stance in this Jeep, looks really well. He's got these Nitto grapplers, mud grapplers on here. They're 40 by 15.5 by 20s on 20 by 12 KG1 Ford veteran wheels. Black on black looks awesome. Red is typically my favorite color, but black is right there next to it. But we didn't want to get the same color, so he got the black, I got the red. And one thing on the 2024s, and I don't know if it's been on the previous years, I don't recall, but they come with a gold trim on all of them. So the gold trim really didn't look too well over here on the red one. I still got some badging I need to replace, but the gold on his pops on that black, looks really good. So he has no reason to change that. I've updated the badging on the side here with the Rubicon. I got 6.4 liter Hemi on it, but I'm looking to get these badges replaced and just go straight black so it blends in better with the red Jeep. So looking over here at Carlos's Jeep on this side over here, he has the rock sliders on here, which is the steps that most Jeeps have. If you got powered steps, because they act as rock sliders as well. And that's what you see most of the guys getting on there, if they don't, unless they just have like manual rock sliders. On mine, I have the Amp XLs, which typically don't see on the Jeep like that. I had already bought them. They were already on my Jeep before I lifted it. So the guys had to do a little bit of finagling. And I want to give a shout out to LTW Motorsports for the lift kit install. The red Jeep required some customization. The lift kit on it is it's called a Recon DSS kit by Rebel Off-Road, and it requires some customizing fabrication, because once you put it on, you're not going to go back to stock. It's got King coilovers, got the bypass shocks. That lift goes from 3.5 inches to 8 inches. Of course, you don't run it that high. Jeep is not that big of a vehicle, and the wind would blow it all over the road anyway. So, but great job by LTW Motorsports putting that lift together. Carlos had his lift done by Off-Road Warehouse in Corona, California. This Jeep is one of the baddest looking Jeeps I ever seen. I even sometimes wish I would have got black the way it looks out. He got the conventional hard top. The red Jeep has a power top on it. And there's a long story why I ended up with a power top, because I originally ordered the hard top like him, and then last minute I backed out, and then turned around 2 days later, decided I was going to get the Jeep when it came in. They already sold it, but they had the red one I have in stock with the power top, and it came with a winch and all that. So I ended up paying more money for the Jeep. But I missed the regular hard top because it's a lot easier just to take the whole thing off. You can take the power top off and take all the panels off, but obviously being it's a power top, it's a little more problematic, and trying to install it back on, so I don't even mess with it. But when you take the side panels and all off on the black Jeep and take the top off, that's when I really like the way Jeeps look badass with the roll bars. My Jeep, you take the panels off and you still got the top on it, so it's not as appealing to me anyway. Coming on here to the back of his Jeep here. Here on the back, he has a Terraflex tire carrier with an aftermarket bumper. I don't recall the bumper name on his that he bought here back here on the back, and he's got the spare tire back here. Again, it looks really good. This Jeep stands out, and if you ever look at these tires on here, so my tires on the red Jeep are the same size as his. I have the Yokohama XMTs, which are 40 by 15 and a half by 20s. But if you know anything about tires, and all the 4x4 guys out there do, not all tires are true to their size in terms of measurements. So his tires are actually a 15.5, right, and 40. My tires are actually 40 inches tall, but they're only like 15 inches wide. That's why when you look at them, they're the same size wheels, 20 by 12, but they look bigger because they are a little bit wider. It stands out, looks really good. I know I just released a video, just no, I wasn't on it talking. I just put the list of stuffs on the Jeep, at least most of it anyway. But just kind of give you a little more detailed overview of this Jeep here. It's got an 8,000 pound Warren winch on it, factory 55 hook. It's all set up with Baja Design lights. And I don't remember all the model numbers, all these lights. I know the big ones are the L6s, and you got the smaller ones up there, and it has the DV8 mount for the lights. This is a LOD Destroyer bumper on the front here, shorty with a bull bar. And you can see under here this lift kit by LTW. They did a fantastic job putting this lift kit on, but I still need to upgrade steering components. And for this Jeep here, I already have a Whipple supercharger. It is on order. Lead time is about 16 weeks. I'm already about 6-7 weeks into it, so we're looking around July. And LTW will be installing the Whipple supercharger on this Jeep. And then later this year, I'll be going to 1-ton axles in fall, and then I'll be swapping out the wheels and everything else that's on the Jeep. So getting there is just a lot of money to put into it. Right now, just on this red Jeep, not sure about Carlos's. I don't want to speak on his side of the Jeep, but this Jeep here alone, I've dumped a lot of money into it. In here on the back, I have a custom stereo system in here. This is a 212-inch JL audios. You got the Rockford Fosgate Marine speakers up here. All the speakers inside are swapped out JL audio. I wasn't a big fan of losing the space back here. The Rockford Fosgate actually makes a kit that fits right in with these Jeeps on the sidewalls. And on the previous Jeep I had a 2018 JL. It was actually red, and Carlos had a JL himself that was black. So if you didn't know any better and you saw those Jeeps before, you probably think we had the same Jeeps, but these are new Jeeps, 392s. But Rock Fosgate made a system that was kind of plug and play. It came with the amps and everything. And when I took it to the shop to get it installed, I told them just double check and make sure it works for the 2024. And sure enough, they engineered that system. And in 2023, 2024 Jeeps changed. It would not fit in here. So I ended up having to go this route here. I still enjoy my lifted trucks and the sound. So yeah, I don't ride around and crank it up like I used to, but I enjoy it when I have it. But this right here is done by Sound Source in Lake Elsinore, California. So Jose, him and Joe own Sound Source. I've been dealing with those guys for over 20 years, going back to a location in Riverside. as well as LTW Motorsports. Mike and Josh, I've been knowing those guys and dealing with them on different lift kits and trucks over the years for over 20 plus years. So LTW is located in Riverside, California. Great people to go to and get work done. So if you guys are looking to get anything, hit them up. They do all kinds of stuff, not just Jeeps, 4x4s, you name it, side-by-sides. The same with Sound Source. They do everything, boats, side-by-sides, cars, Jeeps, four-wheel drives, whatever. Anything you're looking for. Just close this back down. And on the back here, I got the Rebel Off-Road Summit bumper. I wish I got this right here, like a red plate behind it so it would stand out, the Rebel lettering there. And I have the MagnaFlow catback exhaust system here. 4x4, they have a YouTube channel and I follow those guys. And he was the first one I seen do this MagnaFlow exhaust. And I was looking at doing something, on outside of the normal stock, and the normal stock sounds great. That's why I bought the Jeep. And I was looking at Borla. Borla has several different options, looking at particularly the Attack one. But when he did his video on this one, the sound on it is a little bit deeper than the stock sound and not as raspy. And not that it sounds bad, stock ones sound great too. But looking for another place to spend money on it, right? So put exhaust on, but it sounds awesome.
Parents have any children that live?
Sir, yes, sir.
I bet they regret that. You're so ugly you could be a modern art masterpiece.
And then Moto built, these are high clearance tail lights on this Jeep here. And of course, I'll put a picture on this video. So this whole lift kit, I ordered it when it was first installed by LTW Motorsports. It was King Blue in black. And I didn't like the blue because it just didn't blend well with the Jeep, even though it looked good, but the Jeep is red and black. So I end up having this all taken off and ordered the red and black. Had the coils powder coated red and got the black Kings, put it on here so it blends better. And I sold all the other King stuff on here. And also part of this lift is a TerraFlex long arm system. But again, several more upgrades to go on this Jeep to get it to where I'm looking to be. And the steps I have on it, the Amped XL I was talking about. So not the typical steps you'd have on a Jeep like this. I just like them because of the wide platform. Getting a little old and banged up, so it's easier for me to get in and get out that way. And that pretty much wraps up this Jeep.